What's up, everybody? It's your boy Hard Facts, back like Craig Mack with that brand new flavor in your ear. So let's go ahead and get into these videos.
Let them fight. Let them fight.
Pay attention to the lady in the lime green shirt.
Everyone got a pistol. Mama got a pistol out there with some kids. See? Mess ass shit. Messy as fuck.
He got a pistol too.
Everybody got a pistol. They just as messy as fuck.
So I see the mom's gun, but I guess there's more than one person out there with a gun.
Messy as fuck. Messy. Fuck. Then here come one with a sword. I guess that's a sword. Oh, They messy as fuck.
They shot her. The dude shot him, man. He killed that girl.
Messy as fuck.
Yeah, he need to retire.
You told him?
Now the person shooting the video is spectating as though bullets have names and they can't, hit innocent bystanders.
Told her.
Don't do that shit.
No.
That's the issue with black people, and it makes situations like this blow out of proportion because of all the energy of people watching. And don't do that. Don't sit around and watch violent situations. You sit around and watch violent situations. The same thing that you think you a spectator to, you can be the victim of. I don't care if you live in that neighborhood or live next door. Go in the house or either be a solution to the problem, call the cops, something like that. This is a problem with black people in our community, in our confrontations, doing shit like the person shooting the video. The mother in green, rest in pieces, condolences to her family. But everybody in that situation who's pulling out guns or having guns readily available in sight for teenagers having a fight, it's ridiculous. Where that's the case, adults need to handle that better. They need to either shut the fight down, because now it's not a fight, it's a shootout. They need to shut that fight down. Tell them kids that it ain't gonna be no fight. It's over, it's done, unless any of the adults involved get on the same page of, we ain't parading with no guns around like we need to fear to that degree. Like I'm scared of any of what's going on from another parent, from any of these kids, to the degree where any of us parents need guns. So if we can't agree to that, then that fight is done. Fuck the kids' pride, and they got to get this figured out through, taking off on each other. Fuck all that. It's done. Where we understand that we have nothing to fear and we just gonna let these kids get that off their chest, then yeah, the fight can proceed because it's just a fight. This woman, this mother, acting in a way where she felt that she needed to show a force of protection to that degree. That's where a man is missing in her life. Because me as a father, as a husband, I know how to handle that situation as to where nobody's fucking with me is going to feel unprotected, because the matter is going to be thought out while it's happening before anything escalates to something where people die from a teenager's fight. So all of that needs to be contemplated as things are transpiring in front of everybody, as to where this fight can continue, as I said previously, as to where this fight can continue, or as to where this altercation has to stop, or either law enforcement has to get involved, because the adults don't know how to act. Had that single mom had the correct father figure and husband figure in that household, that wouldn't have went that way. And I'm going to go even further and say, I'm sure that her situation is like every other single mother, where she dismissed all of the baby dads from her life, however many kids she got. I'm quite sure she dismissed all of the dads from her life. This is what y'all women need to understand. Y'all need to stop doing that. Y'all need to keep the dads of the kids around regardless of who he is, because you chose him. You chose to let his semen go into you and impregnate you, where you could have controlled that. As far as the kind of character of person that you would let do that, select the character of person that you aren't going to fall out with or form disrespect for or form some kind of ill thoughts towards, so on and so forth. But most of the time, y'all dismiss these guys from y'all life because he slept with another woman. That ain't good enough. My platform is always going to say that is a man's place in the world. That's not a woman's place. It's a man's place to have sex with different women, although he is married, in a relationship, so on and so forth. As long as he taking care of you, taking care of them kids, as far as mentally, spiritually raising them, protecting you and them. Ain't no breaking up with a man because he go sleep with another woman. That's his job. And if he brings her into y'all union as another wife, as another girlfriend, as a woman that he also impregnates, as long as he is doing his job to take care of all of y'all, ain't none of that. Men ain't supposed to be sleeping with other women, so y'all take that man away from his kids. That's a man's natural place in the world. That's not a woman's natural place in the world. My penis doesn't belong to you, but your vagina belongs to me. If I'm gonna take care of you, if I'm gonna feed you, clothe you, protect you, so on and so forth, it don't go the same both ways. Mine's don't belong to you, but yours belong to me.
And my son told me this when he was 17 years old. He said, if you really loved me the way that you said you loved me, you would have taught me how to survive in the situations that you were afraid of killing me, instead of protecting me and not teaching me how to protect myself. And that is what happens when mothers think that they can raise men. We don't teach them how to protect themselves the way that a man teaches a man how to protect
That's
himself.
a man's place.
What we do is we coddle them, and we become this wall of security that come crashing down when they get to smelling themselves and they in their 18s and 19s, and now he can't live in your house no more, and you send him out into the world unprotected, and that's why he resents you.
Facts. Because it indirectly disrupts their understanding.
Yes.
You love them so much.
The birth of a villain story. Like,
Yes.
that's the birth of a villain story. You know how a lot of villains have complex relationships with mommy?
Yes.
And it's like, because I love to hate her, I know that she only did it because she loved me.
Yes.
But if she really loved me, you would have taught me how to protect myself.
Single mothers by default raise males to where when they become of legal age, that they are coming from a place of incorrect teaching. What she just spoke on is not a woman's place to have to give that to a male so he can use that as a man. That's a man's place. It's the dad's place to have that son or daughter be in a fight, to fight a bully in a safe environment, although the fight is uncomfortable and not so safe, but the environment will be safe, unlike the previous video, because a dad and fathers being involved in that will provide that safe place. Whether it's my child fighting a bully or whether my child is the bully, and things need to be hashed out. Somebody needs to learn a lesson, and two dads look at each other and we understand, like, okay, this need to happen. This need to happen. Because whether my child is the bully or your child is the bully is going to learn something that day, which will help better develop them. But she's saying it so clearly. That's not a woman's place. Furthermore, that's not going to happen if y'all stop doing single mother households. It's not a woman's place to do single mother households. You are putting your kids at a disadvantage. Again, you chose the man to the degree where you let him have the most intimate access to you to possibly get you pregnant. You chose him. So you have to put up with the aftermath of that so that those kids have their father in their life.
I don't think anything is better than a marriage if you know, but I just let people know it is an everyday job. Been married 70 years, got married
It's a beautiful
January the 20th, 1952. Have 18 grandchildren, 28 great-grands. How many children? 7. Well, you have to work together. And you have to be able to forgive and be truthful.
You hear so many people say, I forgive you.
No, but you got to be really.
But you really got to really forgive. Don't just say it to be saying it. You have to really say it to really mean, I forgive you, I'm sorry.
That's
And
why
let it
I've
be.
been 70 years.
And keep on going.
I don't think anything is better than a marriage if you know.
That's a beautiful couple. And they said they married young. From the ages that she gave, I think she was 18 and he was a couple years older, maybe 20 or 21, 22, something like that. That's what y'all women should be looking to do, is get married out of high school. Find the father of your children and the leader of you out of high school, where we live in a legal society of paperwork, contractual marriage. Then that applies. There's going to be the documentation and whatever parameters go along with that documentation. Although that's monogamy, and I don't agree with monogamy for men. But where hypothetically, let's say we weren't living in a society of the paper contract, every woman should be looking to do that coming out of adolescence for however many wives that man has. You should be looking to marry that man, even if it's through ceremony and not through contract. You should be looking to marry that man. He's the leader, he's the provider, he's the father of your children.
Men, all these women with BBLs, it's your fault.
What?
But guess who I blame? I'm not blaming my little sisters for getting the BBL. I'm not blaming my little sister for getting that collagen in their lips. I'm not blaming my little sisters for getting them breast implants. I'm not blaming my little sisters for getting those car windshield wiper eyelashes.
Propaganda? Social media?
I'm blaming us. Black men? Yes, sir. Why? Because we have sexually objectified the black woman.
Nah. We not owning this one. They've said it countless times. They don't dress for men. They don't wear makeup for men. They don't get surgeries for men. We're not owning this one. Matter of fact, I can show you better than I can tell you. Let's even look at Nicki Minaj. In one instance, she's saying they don't do shit for men. But in the next instance,
I had ass shots. I kept on being around Wayne and them. And at that time, Wayne, he always talking about big booties and all. Wayne would have a new chick in the studio every session. So all I would hear them talking about is big butts. I didn't feel complete or good enough.
it's amazing that when it's good, they do it for themselves. But when it's botched or when the trend is fading or anything negative, it's because men made them feel insecure or men are imposing impossible beauty standards on them. We not owning that shit. It's a dirty game. Y'all stay focused though. Men, all these women with BBL.
Let's go, Chase Green. Go check him out on IG. Go check him out on TikTok. There's nothing else I need to say to that. He provided the evidence. He said and proved by providing evidence of anything and everything that needs to be said about that. On one hand, ladies, you say one thing, but in reality and in the actions, the physical actions of things, you present something else.
I'm in my 30s, no kids, single. In my Chinese culture, I would be called a 剩女 or leftover. But could you please explain to me why? I look better now than when I was in my 20s. My body is more toned, my skin is clearer, and my style is more refined. I have the freedom to do whatever I want to do and be whoever I want to be. The world is not my oyster. The world is my ocean. And you're telling me I'm a leftover? 朋友们啊, I'm in my main course era. I'm in my 30s, no kids, single.
So she thinks it's a flex that she could present herself to the world for whatever outcome, whether it's through dating or whether it's through work, corporate presentations. But let's apply this to dating and a mate. She thinks it's a flex because she could present herself better looking in her 30s than in her 20s. That's not a flex. That development that you have, that beauty that you have, that is what would have made the husband that you married when you were 18 or coming out of adolescence, that's what have made him bond more with you. One of the things. That's one of those things where you can see each other develop that way. To where I shouldn't even have to explain what I mean by that. You weren't what you are now in your 20s, but you are that now. And that is something that he is able to enjoy and be proud of and be grateful for and have gone through it with you and y'all with each other to that development or through that development. And vice versa, same way with you seeing his development. That is something that should have been shared with your husband. That's the flex.
I just want you guys to know, there's no way that I'm gonna date a man that makes under 200K a year. That don't even make no sense. I'm not trying to struggle. I can struggle by myself. Okay? Why would I want to struggle with a man?
Her eyes are struggling.
So if you're not making 200K, you can't date me. You trying to date me? I only date millionaires, baby. Like, you better get it right. Too many times you had it wrong. Don't be in my inbox. Working where? Where you work? That's the only question I got. Where you work? Then I could decide. I just want you guys to know, there's no way.
If y'all couldn't tell, that was hard to watch. That was hard to watch. Her nose so wide open, literally and figuratively. Her nose so wide open and pushed back like a snout. It looked like something is about to run up her fucking nose and give her a sneeze attack or something. And then the eyes, and then everything she got going on. She developed her overinflated confidence from y'all women. From y'all, from the makeup of who y'all are today, y'all energy, y'all spirit. She developed that overinflated confidence from y'all. And it's a lot of y'all out here like this. Y'all know that y'all look like her, not the most desirable, so on and so forth. But you act like her. And yeah, it love and the duty of relationship and the discipline of relationship and marriage, it ain't all about looks. But you're not going to get that dedication out of somebody when you ain't the prize, but then you come across like Sheeta. Hey, it's running rampant and it need to stop. But if y'all made it this far in the video, I appreciate y'all for watching. Hit that like button. More importantly, subscribe. It's not going to cost you nothing to hit that subscribe button, but it'll mean a lot to me. And until next time, y'all be easy.